Hello, everyone, and welcome back to another evening of beautiful music here at From the Top. I'm your host, Peter Dugan, and this is a very special show because it features two young musicians who were just heard on our NPR program. If you listened this past weekend, you already met these two, and you can still hear them by going to fromthetop.org or wherever you get your podcasts. It's a brand new episode in that it just came out, but it was actually recorded way back in March. Yes, the first week of March. This was the last show that we recorded in front of a live audience. So it's particularly poignant to listen back now. And these two are coming to us from two different parts of the country. We have Mei Hotta, who's joining us from LA. She's an amazing cellist. And we have Bianca Ciubancan, who's joining us from Chicago, an amazing violinist. And you're going to hear a really nice program from these two. And we're going to hear a bit about what their experience was like when they were on From the Top back in March on that very memorable program. I want to give a shout out to our partners, the Wallis Theater in Beverly Hills. That's where we taped the show that these two were on, and KUSC Classical Music in Los Angeles, one of our great public radio partners. Welcome to all of the folks joining us from those communities. So please let us know where you're watching from. You can do that by jumping into the chat section and tell us how you're enjoying the program. It means so much to our young artists to hear from you. And with that, let's bring on our first musician. This is going to be Bianca joining us from Chicago, and she's got some beautiful Chrysler for us. Beautiful, beautiful, Bianca.
Thank you.
It's so good to see you. Tell everyone what that was that you just played.
I just played Leave the Side by Fritz Kreisler. The name Leave the Side actually translates to Love Sorrow, and if you listen to Kreisler himself play his own piece, you can hear his sweet personality behind every note, which is why I fell in love with this piece.
Well, you play it with such soul and personality, and it is soul music in a way, this stuff. But this isn't a big surprise to me because I already learned this about you when we got to meet and play together back in March. I know that you're an incredibly soulful musician, and part of that stems from your love of folk music. Talk a little bit about your history with folk music.
Well, my parents, they were born in Romania, and I guess we love listening to Romanian folk music, and we go to Romania every year and we dance around to folk music with my grandparents and other family there.
So amazing. Once you've danced to it, then it's like, it's real.
Yes.
You have a little show and tell for us, right?
I do.
So this is, these are going to be pictures from your time in Romania. Look at that. That is just precious. Okay, tell us about these photos. Who do we see and where are you?
Okay, so that's my dad. This was taken 5 years ago, so I was 9. That was in Romania. And then the one with me, just me alone with my dad's shirt on, it was at the top of the mountains where we go every summer. We take a little trip to the mountains. And the rest of the pictures show the views from the mountains, and it's just beautiful there.
Wow. Is this is this town the same? Do you go the same place every year?
Yes, I do.
And so what do you think? Are you guys going to, hoping to be able to go next summer? Or I guess maybe it's too soon to say?
I mean, I really hope to go there next summer. I really missed seeing my family this summer.
Do you speak the language as well, Bianca?
I do.
Say something, just humor me, just a little something.
Okay. Bună ziua.
What does that mean?
So that means like hello or like good day.
Nice. I'm not gonna try. I'm gonna butcher it. I'll practice that later. Okay, so I want to bring out now one of your colleagues from our show that we taped back in March at the Wallis. So let's bring on Mei Hotta. There she is. Hey, Mei.
Hi.
It's so good to see you again, to see both of you again. Such great memories of that show. Mei, what comes to mind when you sort of think about your experience on From the Top?
Well, it was like a few months back now, and the best thing I think, besides getting to perform and everything, was getting to meet everyone, and they were all so talented. And the best part is that in the span of 3 days, we bonded super quickly, and so that was really amazing. And I also loved the outreach concert that we did, and I thought that was something that was so special. And yeah, but meeting everyone was probably like the most exciting part for me.
You guys did form an amazing bond, but that's not rare for the groups that come on our show. For those of you who maybe don't know this, it's much more than just performing on NPR. We spend several days with the young musicians, and they form this amazing bond as they discover their power as artists. But you all had a particularly special energy. Bianca, what about you? And we are going to get into that discussion of our school concert that we did the next day, because I know that was particularly memorable. Anything else that comes to mind for you, Bianca?
I mean, just like Mei said, it was a completely surreal experience. I mean, we did get out of our comfort zones doing, interactive concerts, but it was in a good way, because we all ended up enjoying it. And what really surprised me was like we formed a From the Top family, and it was like so quickly, and we all kind of just there was an immediate connection between all of us.
I love to hear that. So before we jump into some more music, and I know we've got Bach coming up from both of you, but before that, I want to give a chance for, each of you are going to take turns interviewing one another. Mei, what's one question that you might pose to Bianca?
Hey Bianca. So, I heard that you were a huge fan of Harry Potter, and I also heard that you actually have a wand collection. And so I was wondering if you can show us and explain to us a little bit about it.
Okay, sure. Yes, I used to be a huge Potterhead. So I have a few wands here. I have Hermione's wand. This is made of dragon heartstring. I have the Elder wand, the big bad one.
Yeah.
It's made from thestral hair. And then I have Harry's wand, and this is made from phoenix feathers. Yeah, I used to be in love with Harry Potter.
Wow. That's nerdy, but in the best possible way. I actually wish I had a collection of wands. That sounds dope. My question is, have you ever thought about the fact that in Harry Potter, the way they talk about wands is so similar to the way string players talk about bows?
Yes.
And like, there's even those shots in the Harry Potter film where they're like, "Oh yes, this one is a fine specimen," and they look down the wand just like people do with your bows. Only you don't have any bows for violin that are made from phoenix, but if you did, you could sell that for a pretty penny. Thank you for the show and tell. That was awesome. Okay, let's get back to some music. Mei, you've got some Bach for us.
Yes, I will be playing the Bach Second Suite, Prelude and Courant.
Can't wait. Just beautiful. If you're just joining us, that was Mei Hotta, amazing cellist, and we also have Bianca Ciubancan, who's with us this evening. They both performed at a taping of our program that we did back in March, and it was just featured on the radio on NPR recently. If you're joining us from the Wallis Theater or from KUSC, welcome, and thanks for being with us. We're so happy to have you as our partners in this program tonight. Mei, that was amazing. The way you play Bach is so emotional. That prelude was just created such a incredible atmosphere and reflective kind of mood. I loved it.
Thank you so much.
Tell us where you are right now.
We are in my room right now, and this is basically where I spend most of my life in, and yeah.
What do we have on the wall back there behind you?
So this is where I usually do all my work, and I craft a lot here. And on the wall, I have a lot of drawings, and I have, since I'm a huge fan of anime, I have a lot of anime goods and stuff, and yeah.
Would you show us some of the drawings that you've done?
Sure.
Yay.
So these are a few of the drawings I did, and I did these over quarantine, and most of the my artworks in the back were done during quarantine. And so these are a few, and this is these are all characters from a show that I watched during quarantine. And yeah, I just got really addicted to it. It's called Hunter x Hunter, and yeah, it looks like this.
These are amazing. So these are characters from the show. When you draw them yourself, are you kind of looking at something and copying it exactly, or is this sort of a recreation from your, using your memory?
So when I draw, I usually, and for the drawings that I just showed you right now, we just had extra photo cards lying around, so I was like, maybe I should draw on them. So I took like a Sharpie and drew like right on the paper, and I usually when I draw, I have like kind of a reference of the character, just like the outline, and then I make them do like different looks or like poses, and so I just like tweak it a little bit.
Right, right. That's so cool. Is the one of them has a mask, right?
Yes.
Is that a specific reference to quarantine life?
Actually, it's like the character already has a mask, but I guess you can say it like that too.
Oh, okay. Okay. Obviously, I haven't seen the show. I will watch it, and I will read up and on all the characters. No, that's amazing. It's just mind-boggling to see, that in addition to making music like that, you can also create such art that's really also really emotional. Is there a connection between your music making and your love of art? Have you ever, like, for example, with the Bach, is there any visualization that goes on in your mind when you play that?
Yes. When I play a piece, I usually like to have like a picture or like a place in mind, and I always like to picture stuff, and
Right.
and during quarantine, this is where I did all my practicing, and
Sure.
it's like the same thing, day over day, and so I kind of like look through my room, and I have this one specific painting actually, that I picture, when I'm playing the prelude of the Bach that I just played, and
Can
so
you?
maybe.
Yeah. Let's see that.
So this is the painting, and
Whoa.
I actually I played at an art exhibit, and I did an art collab, and one of the artists actually gave this to me, and his name is 𝐒𝐞𝐽, and I kind of like to picture myself. Well, not myself, but I kind of like to picture this scenery when I'm playing the prelude, and I like to associate with this painting when I'm playing the piece.
Wow, I could see that just getting lost in the color. Are you synesthetic at all? Like, do you associate particular colors with particular keys or sounds?
I sometimes do. It kind of depends on the piece, I think, but
Right.
I sometimes like to do that too.
Because I was wondering if there's something about, D minor that's just that shade
Right.
of green. But wow, those were beautiful. Thank you for sharing. Let's bring Bianca back on now. And there she is. Hello again, Bianca.
Hi.
And now is your chance to pose a question to Mei.
Okay, well, May, your art is absolutely amazing. Wow. I'm wondering, like, what got you started on, anime, drawing anime, you know?
So, well, for anime in general, I kind of started watching it because my brother was, really addicted to it. So I was like, maybe I should try it out. So that's how I started anime. And for anime drawings, I've always liked drawing, but I haven't tried the anime style before. And so, and I kind of loved how, they all animated things, and I've always wanted to draw like that. So I kind of started when I was in middle school, and it just kept on going from there.
Wow. It's
Just
amazing.
just beautiful, and amazing that you've had that as an outlet during the past 6 months, especially as a creative outlet. Well, thank you again for sharing. And now it's time for a little more Bach. So, Bianca, what have you got for us?
I will be playing Bach Sonata Number 1, Movement 4, Presto.
Okay, let's do this. Beautiful. Wow. That was just thrilling. Absolutely thrilling. If you're just joining us, that was Bianca Ciubancan, and we also have Mei Hotta. They were on From the Top program that we recorded back in March, and it just aired on NPR last weekend. And welcome to this very special From the Top premiere event. And we're joined by friends from KUSC and the Wallis Theater. Welcome to all of you as well. I want to share a little bit of news with you all, which is that From the Top is going to be producing a full season's worth of radio programming this year. And we feel very fortunate that we're going to be able to do that. As a very important part of our mission, we're continuing our partnership with the Jack Kent Cooke Foundation. Once again, we'll be awarding the Jack Kent Cooke Young Artist Award Scholarship of up to $10,000 to extraordinary young musicians to help with their musical education. And each year that adds up to $200,000. So, yeah, we have a lot to share. And if you or someone you know wants to apply, just go to fromthetop.org. And the next deadline for high school seniors is December 4th. So head on over to fromthetop.org to learn more about that. One of the things that I loved about our time together in LA, you two, was doing this concert the day after our taping for kids in schools. Well, they came to us from their schools, and we packed the Wallis Theater with these students, and you all sort of led the way in terms of creating this interactive event. I was wondering if you could talk a little bit about that. Bianca, maybe you should go first because you played the opening number and just brought the house down.
Okay, we started preparing to it the first day we met each other. After we did a few icebreakers to kind of melt away the tension, we sat in a circle and we brainstormed ideas of how the interactive concert should go, what repertoire we should be playing, the order of the pieces, and we also wanted to make it special for the students, to make them feel like they are also part of the show.
Right. And so what do you feel like was the takeaway after that concert? What stays with you from that memory?
Well, it was just amazing because during the concert, we would speak to the students, and many of them would raise their hands and participate, and they would share so many meaningful stories from their life, and I was really touched by that.
Yeah, it was beautiful to see, and I remember your performance of a Miley Cyrus song, which the kids went wild for, and you're going to play that for us again in a second. Mei, what about the Young People's Concert stands out in your memory? What did you take away from it?
So it was like I said in the beginning, one of the best things that I've ever done, and we all played pieces that are non-classical, or most of them non-classical.
Sure.
And the sax quartet, they played Mario, and everyone, loved it. And like Bianca said, at the end, towards the end of the concert, we asked the students if they had any, what they felt about the performance and everything. And there was so many people that just let out their the most personal things that would be really hard to say in a normal setting. And I thought it was amazing that our music, it led to them opening up about all these things, and I thought that just really touched me, and I really felt the impact of the music and how strong it is. So
I think the other thing about that's amazing is the way in which you all became real leaders and role models in that moment. And, you all became someone that the folks who are the same age as you, but in the audience, were now able to look up to. And I hope you realize the tremendous power that gives you and all of your peers, because you can kind of say, hey, here's something that you can do that's not just, fantastically virtuosic and impressive, but also it gives this direct connection to the human soul, and man, that was beautiful when everyone started opening up like that. And that's in large part because of your artistry. So thanks again for that, being part of that amazing journey we went on back in March. And thank you for being with us tonight to take us on a ride yet again of beautiful music. You two are just incredible and a real inspiration. So we have got a little bit more music to take us out of the program. But before we do that, I just want to thank everyone for watching. Special thanks to our friends from the Wallis and KUSC. So happy to have you with us. And thank you to Mei and Bianca. You two are just wonderful. And yeah, tell us what we're going to hear for these final two numbers.
I will be playing The Climb by Miley Cyrus.
And I will be playing Julio by Mark Summers.
All right, here we go. These are the pieces that these two amazing young musicians played at the school concert that we were just talking about. Okay. Mei Hotta and Bianca Ciubancan. Yes, yes, such awesome music. Thank you guys so much. Thanks everyone for tuning in. Just great to have you with us. I'm Peter Dugan. Thank you for joining us. Good night.